We will now call to order the Wednesday, February 4th, 2026 Board of Franklin County Commissioner meeting, starting with roll call.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Present.
Commissioner Waymeyer?
Present.
Chair Metter?
Present.
Vice Chair Harris?
Present.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Present.
All right, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. All right, do we have any correspondence? All right, public comment. Do we have public comment? All right, come on up. Citizens speaking to desire on an item not on the agenda may do so at this time. Discussion is limited to 5 minutes, and the commission will not take action or discuss items at the time. Discussion should be limited to matters of county commission business, and public comment is not permitted in regard to personnel matters or on pending legal matters. Items introduced and under public comment may become agenda items at a later date.
Do I say my address and all
Your
that?
name and
Name and
address.
address.
please.
Jessica Christopher, 2355 Nebraska in Ottawa. And the only reason I'm here, I'm not going to take up any of your time, but on behalf of the group that has been asking nicely for some sort of action to be taken on the wind and solar moratorium, we are just wanting to say thank you. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and your diligence on this matter. We appreciate you all.
Thank you for coming. All right, consent agenda. We're going to consider and approve Franklin County Commission meeting minutes for January 28th, 2026. Consider and approve claim vouchers in the amount of $249,539.27, and then special claim vouchers in the amount of $8,347, and payroll in the amount of $1,660,292.40, plus consider approving the solicitation of bids for noxious weed chemicals. Questions or a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Waymeyer?
Yes.
Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Chair Metter?
Yes. All right, items of business. Consider holding a public hearing on February 4th, 2026 to approve vacating 2,000 feet of Butler Terrace from a point of 965 feet east of Utah Road going east. Jeff Welton.
Yes, good morning, Commission. This is something that's been on my plate almost a year now. I've been approached by 3 property owners in that area who are having problems with vandalism, theft, damage to property, trespassing. The location on the map, I think I included it. It is minimum maintenance beyond the last house. It drops off substantially. It's a rock ledge that falls way off into a bottom area, and that is the area primarily that they're having the issue with. As it kind of goes over a hill and you can't see down to where people are going. There are only 3 people that own that property in that area. One of the issues, though, as Colt had brought up in the previous meeting, is it will landlock a piece of that property that is now owned by an LLC out of state that they use for just hunting and playing on. It would come up short of that property line where they've asked us to put the gate. So I think that is the real issue. I did speak just the other day with 2 of the people and said if they can't get it closed, they would like the county to some way gate that if possible on a full maintenance road. I'm not a big fan of doing that, but I do know this is a location where we have had lots of problems.
Anybody have any other questions? Anybody make a motion on the hearing, or?
Would be a motion at this point just to open the hearing.
Yeah, just to have a hearing.
You want to make a motion to open the hearing for vacating the 2,000 feet of Butler Terrace as described here? Second.
Been moved in second.
All in favor?
Aye. If you wanted a roll call vote. All right, I guess.
I just ask if there's anyone here to speak on the item.
Okay, is there anyone to speak on this item for having a public hearing? Seeing none, we'll move on.
I think you have to
I
ask.
have spoken to all three, and I have letters of
Okay.
consideration from everyone that owns property on that road requesting the closure of it.
And what about,
Including the one that we're landlocked in.
Correct,
okay,
correct.
Alma?
I think you have to ask 3 times, and then we can close
Oh,
it.
okay, sorry, didn't realize that.
Sorry.
Does anybody else want to speak on this? Is that the second time I've asked or the
Nope.
third? All right, anybody else want to speak? All right, thank you.
Now we can close the hearing and then we can talk about it.
Okay, so we can,
So I'll make a
oh,
motion.
this was our public, sorry.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Doesn't happen a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I answer any questions that you might have in this matter?
So they're gonna have to build a road themselves back in there?
I believe what they want to do, Rod, is the landowners have all agreed that they're just going to gate that and let that be their access point to that property.
Cause it wouldn't be any different as.
It wouldn't be other than it would be gated up on top of the hill by the residents. The gate, if you look at the linear foot, it takes you just far enough that you catch that property to the south. So the gate would be, if you blow that up, you can see where there's actually a road where he's accessing his property. The
That
gate
makes
would be
sense.
just to the east of that.
Okay, perfect.
I'm thinking about when and if they ever decide to sell, are they, do they need something in writing, something that shows that they have access to that property? I mean, we need to look down the, just cover their butts.
Right. I think that would be, with the property owners that you currently have, they all, the LLC is owned by out-of-state hunters through an LLC, and it's basically a family-owned situation, and the guy, I believe, lives in Arkansas. The other two owners, one is from Franklin County but does not live there. He just owns the south piece. The one that is dealing with all of the issues is actually lives on the north side of that road and owns that piece on the north side. So they have come to me as a group and asked me to do this, to at least present it to you as an option.
I mean, I think if they're willing to do it, then they'll be willing to.
I mean, being a
Fix
family
it.
member or being part of the ownership of it, they already got half of the right of way. The old right of way is still gonna be there
Correct.
to get down there.
And not to try to muddy this up, but this was closed under Jim Haig. A portion of it was previously closed several years ago that brought it to line up. So part of the road is already closed. There's just not a gate down there and it's down at the bottom. So we're just basically, what they're requesting is we actually have an opportunity to set a gate that the county would not have to maintain, rather they would, where we could put it up where nobody is going down and gaining access to that. Because what they're doing is they go down to the bottom of that hill, and then they turn north and they go across all those, it's mostly four-wheelers and people playing, and they're just basically trespassing, tearing things up, and they'll run almost, there's no fences on that section, so they'll run almost 3 miles before they get back to the pavement.
But there's a portion that, understand, between the landlocked and where it goes back to being public, that won't revert to the landlocked person. I mean, the nature of being landlocked, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so they'll have no deeded access, which, I mean,
Correct.
they're asking for this to be done, and everybody's in agreement.
Correct.
I think I agree with Diane, I think it seems unwise to not, you've created a piece of ground without deeded access. I can imagine what it's gonna be like when you go to close if you ever sell it and the underwriter
Right.
figures that out. I think you're making a hell of a problem for yourself, but that's all, I mean, people can make bad decisions all the time. It's not, I guess, to what extent do we
Do we just make a
public concern itself with
recommendation?
that?
Well,
In the past, we've asked them to make up an easement, like, will you just go ahead and sign something and deed access? So I can see a future commission getting, you know, the hell, you guys did this and did, I don't know.
I think that, I don't disagree with anything that's been said. I think that to save one of the owners potentially from themselves and to save a future issue, since this group of landowners is all in agreement, I do think it would be wise, frankly, I think it's generous on behalf of the five of you to recommend an easement be drafted before we do this. That way, there is a legal instrument on the record that allows Ortega to still access his land.
Okay.
And I think if you tell them, look, this is done, we just want to make sure each landowner can access their land. If they're all on the same page, it sounds like they are, that should be a simple deal.
And then I just recommend them to a surveying company? Is that how that goes, or?
I would say one of them here in town is Croucher could help with that.
Start with a title company. You
Okay.
might not need to have, I don't
That
know.
would be, yeah, that'd be up to them. I don't know that we require an actual easement where you give more or less a property right, or just just put it on the deed that you're guaranteeing access to this property, you know, but, I don't know, that's a
Okay.
legal thing for them, but.
I will let them know. Okay.
Do we need to?
I don't think we need to do anything today. We had our public hearing. I think once you talk to the
I just
landowners,
put it back on and bring it up.
put it back on, and this, I mean, this could probably be a consent agenda item,
Okay.
frankly, if you obtain that document.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you
Needed
for,
to amend
thank you for your
what
time.
we said. So, all right. So now,
You understand what I'm saying? I just don't want to make sure we don't say something that requires a $5,000 survey when a $300 note from an attorney notarized and signed by everybody could do. I don't want to give them a little bit of hardship there for them.
for now,
Or can we say we recommend that they do that, not that they have to do that?
Well, yeah, we're not saying that they have to do it. We're just going to state that concerns were expressed and that we feel like out of an abundance of caution, this would be the better approach. And I'm happy to talk to Jeff about what that looks like.
I think they're going to be satisfied in the fact that there's going to be a petition to get this taken care of.
Yeah.
I will let them know and reach back.
We don't have any more action we need to do right now.
No action right now.
okay, so no action.
Close the
We'll
public
close.
hearing. Didn't we?
We already closed it, so that's where I was like,
Yeah. No,
do we
we're-
need to amend what we did? So we don't need to make another motion. All right, so then we'll just move on to staff reports.
Yeah, thank you, Sabrina. A few quick things. I have a meeting this afternoon with Diana Starsnick Dean with the Franklin County Historical Society just to discuss potential storage building options. She had indicated that she's met with her. They put a committee together to discuss that, and she wants to talk to me about that. So just know that that's rolling. The tax sale, I have not forgotten about that. I know we talked about that months ago, but in light of still working out kinks with our countywide software, I am still allowing the treasurer and the clerk time to get through all of that because the tax sale is a bit of a lift, particularly for the treasurer's office. So I'm happy with how that software, I'll call it reconciliation, is going. Both the clerk and the treasurer have put a lot of work into that over the last couple of months, and we've made tangible progress. So happy with that. Last thing, I have been starting to get pretty deep on the budget this week. And I know Janet is in the process of sending out community partners stuff. So that process is starting. Do not quote me on this because it is very early, but I know that it's our goal internally to present a revenue neutral budget to the five of you, and I am hopeful that we can do that while still taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, continuing to make progress on equipment replacement and paying cash for that, taking care of our folks, We've got some capital needs, we've got an elevator that needs modernization, but as I sit here today, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. So, but there will be plenty more to come on that. So, and that's all I've got.
Paul, nothing. Your share. Do you have anything? All right. Justin, nothing. Jeff, nothing. Janet?
As Derek said, I sent out all the community partner information this week on Monday to all of the entities that you funded last year. So they have all received those in their email box. Many have responded a thank you acknowledging that they've gotten it. I sent them a hard copy also. So those who haven't responded maybe didn't see the email. Hopefully you'll get it in their mailbox and realize that there is a commitment to fill that out and be here to meet with you guys. I have scheduled the meeting for March 30th for them to come in and meet with you. That is a little later than normal because your study sessions for March were the 16th and the 30th. And that's right around spring break usually, which presents a problem for some folks to come in. I didn't want to get in the way of anyone's plans that they had, so I moved that back to March 30th. So we'll have that on the calendar for that day, and then intend to discuss those after you hear their presentations at the Wednesday meeting immediately following that one, which will be the first meeting in April. So that's what I sent out to them. Also, we have ballots in print right now for the Princeton election, and we're gearing up for that to start early voting in a couple weeks here, and send out all our advanced ballots. So I'm really gearing up for that Princeton election. Well, it's not a major election. It's immediately to the south of us, and sales tax election would make a big impact for them. So it is a really important issue for that area. So we're working diligently on that right now. So that's about it.
All right. Peg, did you have anything? Okay, I was making sure. All right, commissioners, anything? Nothing? Nothing? I went to the City of Pomona meeting on Monday and just normal city stuff, trimming trees and those kind of things. That's all for me. I am. Do you have anything?
Last week I was in Topeka for the KAC reorganization meeting. Probably the biggest news that came out of there was that Jay Hall, our chief deputy director and general counsel, has put in his 2-week notice. He will be resigning the middle of February, right as the legislative session gets in full swing. So that's going to be kind of it'll be a challenge to get through. They'll be looking for somebody to take his place. He's just moving downstairs to work the KNE, the school board. Anyway, and then a lot of our meeting is just about the legislative session that's going to happen and what potentially we could be looking at. And then they had a meet and greet and invited the legislators, and most of them couldn't come because they were still at the Capitol debating gender bathrooms. So that went well into the evening, and so most of them did not be able to attend our social. Monday night was the Princeton meeting, regular meeting, and Sharice Davids, Representative Ben Mueller was there to officially announce about the grant that they were getting. And so now we just need, now we need to talk about getting another lagoon because they need to expand, but they can't do it unless they have their lagoon is pretty much at capacity. So always something else for a little town, and that's all I got.
Is there a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.